Dr. Avner Cohen is a professor of non-proliferation and terrorism studies, Middlebury Institute, and is now joining us live from California, the United States. Professor Cohen, good to see you and welcome to the program. What do you make of the tactics that Israel is employing to target groups that they consider a threat, especially infiltrating or even breaching their communication networks and devices?
Well, to me, it sounds like unprecedented operation. Whoever did it, and presumably Israel, the volume, the depth, the timing is incredible. The fact that the entire network of telephone communication system, and as the previous speaker says, after Hezbollah started to be very suspicious about using a mobile phone, they moved to the other technology, previous technology, beeper or pagers, and that entire technology, somewhere at least 2,000 subscribers in a short time, in about 20 or so minutes. So the scope and the magnitude of that operation is amazing. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a day to start a full operation that would follow, that's an open question. Mm-hmm. It's also an operation that is under the radar in the sense that there is, even though it's a facade, but there is nobody take responsibility, there is non-acknowledgement, and there is some space, even though that space seems a facade, of plausible deniability. Mm-hmm. So it's clear that the intention right now is to have something which is below the radar, even though it's very much felt and noted all over, and it has some practical impact. I do not think that in the history of that kind of operation, we have seen an operation in such a short time that is able to reach out so many operatives of one organization, essentially so many members of that network.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Professor Cohen, Iran and Lebanon are almost certain that Israel has been coordinating or even planning some of these attacks for the longest time, some even claiming that it was before the war in Gaza began. And with that being said, what will be the impact of this latest incident in the tensions between Israel and Hezbollah? Because they've not declared a war, but there's already tensions brewing.
As you know, for the last 11 or so months, since October 7th, Hezbollah has joined Hamas in attacking from the north of Israel. Essentially, nearly 100,000 Israelis had to be evacuated and cannot live in their homes. The Israeli government, who were trying to resolve this issue for many months with diplomatic means, primarily the United States and to a degree France, make indications in the last few days that they come to the point of no patience anymore. There were consultations in Israel in the last few days on this issue, what Israel should take, what kind of next action should take. Mm-hmm. So that could be not just warning, but the beginning of a new phase in this confrontation, in an effort perhaps to start, and in this way, it's to paralyze the entire communication system, or much of the communication system of Hezbollah among its operatives. Mm-hmm. I mean, the fact that over 2,000 people were able to be affected, that those means were exploded, those means of communication were exploded. Mm-hmm. It's, practically speaking, it's a major disruption to Hezbollah communication system among its people, among its operatives. Mm-hmm. What will happen next? One can just guess.
All right. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the latest development from Lebanon, where we do understand that over 2,000 people or members of the Hezbollah militant group have been injured in this pager attack. And we do understand from the health ministry in Lebanon, which says that 8 people have so far died following this blast of the pagers in Lebanon. And I've been talking to Dr. Avner Cohen, who's a professor of non-proliferation and terrorism studies, Middlebury Institute, and he has been talking to us from California, the United States. Professor Cohen, thank you.
Thank you.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.